Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For those of you here for the first time, my name is Melissa Reed and I'm a mixed media artist. So today I have a variety of paints spread out in front of me and also my 8x10 gel plate. I'm going to have a list of all of the colors that I used in the description of my video for you. I have my 8x10 gel plate, like I said, and I have a brayer, and what I'm going to do here is make several collage papers that are all basically a single color. I'm using tissue paper for this. And the thought process that I have here is that I'm going to use those on one of my 6-inch by 12-inch cradled boards and do a good bit of collage on this piece. So I'm clearing my paints off there, and I am just going right in with a green gold color. And this is a really translucent color. I love it. It's beautiful. I'm sure you've used it before. If not, I highly recommend it. You can't even really see it on the gel plate because my jelly plate has like a yellowish tinge on it because of some yellow alcohol ink, which does stain, by the way. I mixed a little bit of Liquitex gel medium in there to make this teal color a little more translucent as well. I'm going to apologize right now for the lights going dim here and there. I'm going to try to edit out as much as possible, but my recording rig has a little split in the wire and I haven't had a chance to replace it yet. So just bear with me on that. So I'm going through with all different greens and blues and some titanium white here and just making a bunch of different kind of solid sheets like I had said. I'm doing some mixing right on the plate there. You can do that right with your brayer. I'm trying to keep some of the colors very translucent by adding that matte medium to them, and some of them I'm keeping a little more opaque, but what you can see me doing here is making two papers at a time. So I'm putting down some paint on the plate there. That's titanium white and matte gel medium. I'm also putting a second sheet of tissue there on the right as my roll-off sheet. And there I'm getting two sheets kind of for the price of one. One is going to be a lot more, it's going to have a lot less paint on it on the roll-off sheet. And I have some ideas in mind for what I'm going to use these for. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute after I make just a few more sheets here. We're going to go ahead and straight away with the collage. Again, there I go getting different shades with by using that roll-off sheet in addition to the sheet that I'm printing. Now I'm typically just using these colors straight out of the tube. For something like this, because I had more of an idea of what I wanted to do going into it, but absolutely mix your own colors. That is a really great way to go. I purposely let the plate dry a little bit on that one before I put the pull down color, I'm sorry, the pickup color, so that when I pull that up, you're going to get to see there's going to be like two colors on there. It's going to be a little bit of depth. You'll be able to see those sheets a little more up close. This piece of tissue I crumbled up in my hand so that I can get some of the texture in there naturally on the sheet. Still using that second sheet of tissue there on the right hand side to get as many different sheets as I can so that I have the largest variety of papers possible when I'm done. I'm just going to use what's left there on the plate to do another pull or two just to get a couple extra sheets. Once I'm happy with the amount of pages and different colors that I have available here, I'm going to kind of spread them all out. You'll get a quick peek at them, and then you'll see as I go in and randomly grab some of these what I'm about to do for my next step. Here's all of the sheets that I've made. Now they don't look like much right now, but the intention for this is just specifically to go in and on this cradled board using my matte gel medium there as my adhesive, and I am going to just start ripping up some of these papers. Now this is on tissue paper again, I'll remind you. My thought process here is to make these really organic kind of shapes, and I'm hand tearing everything. I don't want any hard edges. I don't want anything to be really geometric looking. I'm going for very natural, organic, and you'll see why at the end here. I have an idea in my head for something that's going to be very highly contrasted. So I'm going in and creating these shapes. I'm laying down a layer of my matte gel medium that, like I said, I'm using that as my adhesive. That's what I typically always use. And because some of these papers are translucent, you can see there where I pointed, we're getting an overlap. So we're getting even more colors and even more visual texture there just by using the papers that I made over top of one another. It's a really good way to add more texture to your art. And on some of those roll-off sheets, like the one that I just laid down there with the blue, you can see it didn't get a solid color, I mean, a solid layer of paint, just like on this one that I'm about to put down. So you can see some of the white underneath there as well. And there's just all sorts of fun things happening on this board while I'm laying down all of these. This is the one that I'm using there is the one where I had crumpled up the tissue paper and then pulled that with another color on top of it. It tore a little bit, and I apologize, that's a little bit off the screen there, but it doesn't matter because most of that's going to be covered up. And some of these I went and loosely followed the shape of a piece that I already had laying down, and I'm just kind of going in intuitively and randomly and just kind of having fun with it. Wherever it feels like a piece needs to go, I'm laying that down and adding my medium and just kind of going for it. This is a really great way to start a piece. If you don't have a fully developed idea, it's a really wonderful way to get a background down. And I wasn't 100% sure what I wanted to do, although I did know what material I was going to use in the next step, and you'll see that coming up here. This page that I'm tearing right now is one of the white ones, and I think it was a tear off sheet. It doesn't have a ton of paint on it, but it does just lighten everything up a little bit, and that's another good way to get different colors and textures in there too. I could, if I wanted to, just go in with straight plain tissue paper and lay some of that down. I think I did that with a piece or two there at the end, and it will just very slightly lay down a bit of well, it's the tissue paper color, so like a kind of like a muted white, but it just very barely gives you the hint of a differentiation there in some of those pages as well. Just another thing to kind of keep in mind. And I just kept going until the whole entire thing was filled up. I'm going to just let you watch me work here for a little bit. And this is where I decided to go in with some of the very, very light. That was one of the roll-off white sheets there. You can see how you can really see a lot of that background detail through that, and just kind of adding a couple more pieces here and there until I get a background that I'm really happy with. I'll take you in for a quick look here. So if you saw my video last week, I used some black and white striped collage paper that I had made. I will put that video up at the end for you to take a look at. You can see it there. And what I'm going for here, since I used very organic hand-torn sheets on the collage background, I want to contrast that by using very geometric, precisely cut so you might have seen me take the ruler and make some lines there. These are just guidelines for me to glue those papers up against because I want a nice defined edge. You can kind of see it there now that I zoomed in a little bit. And I'm going in and making these triangular shapes, going in different directions within the stripes themselves. Basically, I just want to get that entire line there lined with those triangles in the different shapes and different, or not different shapes, I'm sorry, different sizes. They're all triangles. I just want that contrast there. So I'm going to go in and cover each one of those lines with these little bits of the black and white paper. I got that first one done there. I'm going to move the piece up so you can see what I'm doing, and I'm going to go ahead right back in with that top line and start working on that. And again, I'm just randomly cutting. I just want to I'm not necessarily looking for specifics here. Like I said, this is all random, although I do want to make sure that there's some variation. So you will see a taller one appear here and there, just to kind of keep it interesting looking. Have to keep reminding myself that I need to cut at a bias because this is a diagonal line that I'm working on, and sometimes I forget and have to go back in and trim it up again, but that is okay. So I'm getting that top one finished up here, and then I will just have the bottom piece to go. And while I am working on the gluing part here, I'm trying to think ahead to what I want the next step to be, because this is kind of as far as I got in my what I will call a loose planning process. I knew that I wanted the organic background, and I knew that I wanted to use these stripes in a much more geometric kind of way on these lines, but there still is going to need to be some sort of a focal point. And at this point, while I'm still gluing down here, I don't necessarily know what I want that to be. So that's a point where I stopped. You've heard me say this before in some of my other videos. If I don't necessarily know what the next step is going to be and I feel a little bit stuck, I will just walk away from my work for a while. Sometimes an hour will do it. Sometimes I let it go for overnight, and usually when I come back, I can very quickly kind of just make a decision. I'll look at the piece and see, okay, that needs to be changed, or something needs to be, an element needs to be added here or there. I'm sure some of you know what I mean, but so that's kind of where I'm at now. I got these last few pieces glued down, and then I let it sit for a while, and I thought, it's been a while since I've done a piece with a cat in it. Most of them actually have sold. I think I might have one cat piece left. I actually can't even necessarily remember. So I thought that that's what we're going to do. So I sketched out a little cat from behind there on a piece of scratch paper, and I'm taking my graphite pencil there and just loosely drawing it out. This is an abstracted cat. I over exaggerated the hips. This is, like I said, this is the cat from behind, and I'm kind of just squaring everything off and making it very abstract. And I'm going to go in with some black paint and fill him in. I knew that it needed to be a dark object, whatever I chose, and I think that this worked out really well. Once I get the paint on there, you'll see what I mean. It just really works out. I'm using Liquitex Mars Black on this, just squeezed out a little bit, and I'm using a really small brush there. I'm doing a very imperfect outline, and that's all on purpose. I want this all to be very obviously abstracted, and you can see there the very angular hips, and I'm just filling that in as I go. I thought for a minute about leaving some of the underneath shine through as like a little bit of shading, and then I decided no, I really wanted this to be a solid black because I think the balance for where I placed the cat is working out really well with the balance of the black and white collage paper and the light background, and I'm just really happy with the way it turned out. So I'm going to just finish up here, and I will show you the finished piece here in just a moment. I will spray this once it's dry with a coat of the Krylon Triple Thick Crystal Clear Glaze. I don't know why, but I always have to double check the name on that. It just never wants to stick with me. But here we go. Here's the finished piece. This one was a lot of fun to make. I really like the contrast between the soft background and the very structured black and white triangles that I made and the darkness of the cat. And I think overall it's just a pretty successful piece. Let me know what you think. If you liked it, give me a thumbs up. And if you hadn't had a chance to subscribe yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want to know when I put out a new video and to be reminded, hit the bell notification. I put out a new one every single Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and I can't wait to see you back here again for the next one. Have a great day.